Hi there, and welcome to our Blaze 101 live stream, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Thank you for being here to learn a little bit more about Blaze and how it can help your business. This webinar is being recorded, so whichever platform you are watching this on, you'll be able to watch the replay at any point afterwards. Just share my screen here. I'm putting on focus mode. Okay. And then, so for our agenda today, first 5 minutes or so, I'm going to give you a little bit of background about Blaze, what it is, who we created it for, and what we hear from our customers. Then I'll go into about a 30-minute demo of how to use Blaze, how to set up your workspace, how to create content, edit content with the help of AI, publish and analyze it, as well as some of our power tools around repurposing content and um, and creating content in bulk. So that's going to be the agenda. If anybody has any questions, please drop them in the chat. I see Justin. Hi, Justin. We're happy to answer any questions people have. So with that, my name's Alan Castanelli. I'm on the marketing team here at Blaze. I live in beautiful Portland, Oregon, sunny skies today. A little bit about me. I've been a marketer for over 15 years. Started out my career in sports marketing, then kind of moved into e-commerce. And for the past 9 or so years, I've been at different technology startups. And as we love our comic book superhero branding here at Blaze, one of my favorites is Calvin and Hobbes. So what is Blaze? Blaze is a marketing AI tool to help you grow your business on the internet and grow it fast. That's kind of the two things that we're promising here at Blaze: growth and speed, because we know that is the most important thing to entrepreneurs and small business owners. You're looking to grow your business and to grow it fast. And the primary way that businesses are growing in 2025 is through different forms of content. It's content for social media, content for your website, like blog posts or landing pages, or content for other marketing channels, email marketing. Maybe you're doing newsletters or SMS marketing if you're an e-commerce company, or doing Facebook or Google ads. All of this is types of content that you are creating to support your business, and that Blaze can help do that for you. We created Blaze for people who need to do marketing, but might not be a professional marketer like myself. You might be a small business owner or a creator or a freelancer. Maybe you have a marketing agency or different types of clients that are relying on you for the growth of your business or their business. And so we like to use the term teams of one, because regardless what your title is, you are doing a team's level of work, and it is all on your shoulders to create this content that supports the growth of your business. We created Blaze because it's never been easier to start a business, but it's never been harder to grow one. There's so many tools out there to help you get up and running, get your business off the ground, but to actually grow one, there's not a lot out there. And that's where Blaze really comes in, because it's never been harder to create that content, to get attention in the market where it's noisier than ever. Social media algorithms are changing each day, and advertising costs are rising as well. And the challenges that we hear from our customers around content marketing is there's so much work to do. Not only do you have to brainstorm and come up with what you want to create, then you have to go and create it, whether it's text, photo, or video. And then you have to publish it across all these different marketing channels that each have their own requirements, best practices, and kind of cultural norms. What works on TikTok might not work on LinkedIn. And to be successful here, you have to not only create content once, you have to do it day over day, week over week, month over month. And it's more work than that one person can actually do. So the things that we hear from our customers is that they're just not able to be consistent in creating content. They can't dedicate the time to consistently creating content. And because of that, their content is late, or it's not high quality enough, and the social media algorithms don't pick it up and show it to their audience. Because of that, they miss the goals that they're setting for themselves around followers, websites, website visits, impressions, and ultimately conversions and revenue. One of the consistent things that I hear is that they feel like they're missing out on all these opportunities that are within reach if they just had the time to send out a weekly newsletter, or they had the knowledge of what makes a great Instagram post or a great blog post so they can consistently publish that. And so They tell me each week I'm overwhelmed by all the work that I have to do in my business, and marketing and content creation is at the bottom of the list. Their business is overlooked, and ultimately they're stressed and anxious about this constant need to create content. They might be spending, like this guy here, late nights and weekends just trying to do a little bit of work and create some content. But I consistently hear this kind of need to create content is taking up 10 to 15% of my brain. And that's ultimately why we're here. We want to give you superpowers to turn you from Peter Parker into Spider-Man, and really feel that AI is that transformative technology that, when packaged in Blaze, is really transformative. It's not just reserved for Amazon and Facebook and these mega corporations. Now, small business owners can leverage the power of AI to grow and grow fast and create content that looks like their brand and sounds like them. So that's what I'm going to show in our demo today. I'm going to hop into our hop into the demo, show you how to set up your workspace so that everything's customized to you, show you how to create different forms of content, edit that content, publish, and analyze as well. After that, I'm going to talk about our different pricing and plans. And then if anybody has any questions throughout this presentation, please drop them in your chat, and drop them in the chat, whichever service that you are watching this on, and I will do my best to kind of answer those throughout my presentation. And if there's any that I'm not able to get to, we'll do those the last 10 or 15 minutes. All right. So hopefully everybody can see my screen here. So this is Blaze. Over here on the left, we have our navigation. That is how you're going to move around Blaze. And right now we're going to go into our content calendar. So this is a project where my different pieces of content are organized. You can put content in different projects if you want to organize it by marketing channel. So if we go and look at this LinkedIn one, this is where I created a lot of LinkedIn content on my personal channel, published it all from Blaze. You can see I was very consistent, and then stopped here, but I need to add in those posts that I publish manually on LinkedIn. But if we go into our content calendar, let's go back to this month, where we can take a look at this week view and see this is a week's worth of content, which is really what you can expect to create within Blaze in just 30 to 45 minutes. We've got blog posts here, we've got Instagram posts, Twitter posts, LinkedIn, Facebook, and some other versions of these posts, because we really want to help you be consistent in creating all that content. And within Blaze, we have two different editing surfaces where you're going to be creating content. The first is our document editor. So this is great for long form content like blog posts, landing pages, maybe your email newsletter. Maybe if you're doing more long form content on LinkedIn, you can do that here, where you can add images, edit this text, even collaborate with people, and have a lot of really freedom to craft the content exactly what you want. And I'll talk about this document editor a little bit later. But the other editing surface that we have within Blaze is our visual designer, where you can actually create visual graphics and add text, add images, resize them. And this is great for things like Instagram, Pinterest. Maybe you're doing YouTube thumbnails or any visual graphics you're putting on your website or blog. And I'll get into that as well. But first, what we want to do is set up our workspace so that we can customize all the content that we're creating in Blaze so that it's customized to our brand. And in order to do that, we're going to go to Brand Kit here in the navigation. And we got three elements here: a brand style, a brand voice, and source materials. Brand voice is going to customize all that text that you're creating, so blog posts or social media captions, so that actually sounds like you and not like just generic ChatGPT. Source materials, which is information that you give Blaze about your business so that it can create really accurate and up-to-date information. And brand styles, which is going to customize any visual assets that you're creating in Blaze to match your existing Instagram or Facebook feed. So I'm going to get rid of these so I can show you the creation process. So let's create a brand voice. And the easiest way to create a brand voice is just to paste in the URL of your homepage of your website. If you don't have a website right yet, what you can do is just paste in any text you have. So any content that you've written, any social media captions, and just drop this in here. Or you could upload a PDF. So you can create, if you already have like brand guidelines or something like that, you can add that in. So for this example, I'm going to use IKEA. And what Blaze is going to do is go to IKEA's homepage, analyze all the text on this page, and develop a brand voice for us. So this brand voice is what we're going to use when we're creating our social media captions or our blog posts. So all this content sounds like us and our brand. So Blaze is looking at the text and it's looking at who are they speaking to on their homepage. What is the purpose of it? And what are some different kind of attributes that make up the way that they're communicating? And you can create brand voices you can have multiple brand voices within your workspace. Here we've got our IKEA family voice. We can see the purpose is to promote discounts and offers, inform about events, highlight product categories, and the audience is their IKEA family members and general consumers interested in home products, home decor enthusiasts. That all sounds right to me based off of what I know about IKEA. And then we've got some of these attributes like the tone, emotion, character, and syntax that make up the way that they're communicating via text. And all of this is editable. So if you want to remove something here, you can do that. If you want, to be warm, you can add that in as well, and really kind of customize this to exactly what you want. This is the probably number one most loved feature within Blaze because people really feel like Blaze is capturing their voice. And when they're writing those email newsletters or those social media captions, it actually sounds like them. It sounds like something that they would write. I even had a customer tell me they created some emails with Blaze and applied their brand voice, and they sent it to their husband, and their husband could not tell that AI wrote those emails. He thought she had just written them up and was asking for him to review them. So you can see we've got multiple brand voices in our workspace here. I've got a Blaze AI voice and our IKEA brand voice. And you can create different brand voices for different reasons. Say you have multiple businesses or you have an agency and you have multiple clients. You can create a brand voice for each client so that when you're creating content for them, it sounds just like that client. You can also create a brand voice for your different marketing channels. So say you're doing Facebook ads and want those to be very persuasive, but you're also doing a lot of TikTok and Instagram content, and that you want to be more informative or casual or funny. You can create a different brand voice for those different marketing channels and apply that. We even have customers that are creating brand voices for each of their ideal customer personas. So sometimes they're creating content to sell to suppliers, and other times they're creating content to talk to, executives or lower level employees. You can create different brand voices and apply that brand voice when you're creating that content. And so the next thing to do is create a brand style. So brand style is going to customize any of the visual content that we create in Blaze so that it matches our existing feeds. So what I can do here, I've got our Instagram and Facebook feed connected. So what Blaze is going to do is go to that Facebook page and that feed and see what are the types of content that we're creating, what text are we using, what colors are we using, so that when we go through Blaze's templates, we can just apply that brand style to that template. So it's just going to streamline that process for us. So you can see it pulled in our logo, some of the colors in our logo, but also colors that we're using in our Facebook feed, as well as some fonts. So we got this kind of taller font and then just kind of a text font. We could change this up if we wanted to. We could upload our own. We could change this to, maybe like a semi-bold like that and say that looks good. And so later in this demo, I'm going to show you how we use that when we create an Instagram post or TikTok or Facebook or any of these kind of visual content that you want to design in Blaze. The last aspect of our brand kit is source materials. Source materials is information that you give Blaze about your business. So similarly to creating a brand voice, here I just pasted it in one of our landing pages so that Blaze knows about this feature that we have. Or for IKEA, I just copied in some text so that Blaze knows about the benefits of their family membership, the IKEA family membership. As well as their IKEA Foundation. So this is a great place to give Blaze information about your business, your products, your services, your policies, the about page of your website, so we can know, kind of your values or your history. This is a really great place to up level the quality of content that Blaze can create for you. If you just create a blog post and you find out, this blog post isn't that great, try adding in more source materials that Blaze can reference when creating this content. And the source materials don't have to be your own. It can be news articles. It could be a Wikipedia page. The only requirement for a URL, it just has to be a public URL. So that's a great way to up level the quality of content that you're getting from Blaze. So now let's create some content. We're going to go into create new in the navigation here, and then we can see all the different types of content that we can create within Blaze. We can brainstorm ideas if we don't know what we want to create. We can create Instagram content, Facebook content, all different types of social media content. We can create stuff for our website and SEO, so blog posts, case studies, press releases, or even like outlines if we're working with freelancers. We can create emails, so sending a newsletter or a welcome series. Somebody signs up for subscribes to our emails. We can, for e-commerce, we can create product descriptions. We can do landing pages or help us write a mission page or an about page for our website, and even different types of scripts and policies for customer support, sales, and recruiting. So there's over 200 different content creation wizards within Blaze. We call them content creation wizards because they really walk you step by step what it takes to create a great job description or a nurture sequence when you're trying to recruit candidates or a product description. So we're going to ask you, Blaze is going to ask you information that it needs to create that great product description for you or that great blog post. And a blog post is one of our most popular features. So I'm going to walk you through how to create a great blog post. So the first thing, and you can see we've got 4 steps here that's going to really allow us to craft this blog post. And we're going to write about our topic. So we're going to be IKEA, and we're going to do dorm essentials for college students moving into the dorms for the first time. That is our kind of initial thought of an idea. And you can see that Blaze has already enriched, just taken this one sentence and turned it into a full paragraph. So I can hit tab or enter to save this in here. And basically, Blaze is trying to enrich our idea, enrich our prompt. And then we're going to take this one sentence, and then in this paragraph, we're going to give Blaze a lot more information here and turn it into a full blog post. So I'm going to fill in this myself. We're going to call this our dorms blog post, and we're going to save this in a different project. We're going to create one specifically for IKEA here. And the goal of this blog post, we can choose to be promotional or informative or these other options. I'm going to stick with informative. The target audience is going to be college students, as well as moms and dads, since they're kind of usually helping out with that process. We can choose the length, short, medium, or long, and what keywords do we want to be included. So we're going to optimize this for SEO, and we want to optimize for the keyword dorm essentials. We can now select our IKEA brand voice here, but we also have a bunch of different tones that are available to choose. And then here's where selecting that source material. So we want to tell Blaze, reference this source material when you're creating this blog post. Justin asked a question about what plan tiers allow us to have more source materials. So I think on the creator plan, which is our entry level plan, you can have, let's see, we got our pricing page right here. You can have 5 source materials. And that's, if we go to kind of our monthly price, that's $34 a month to use Blaze. If you're wanting more source materials, you're going to go up to our pro plan, and then you get even more on startup and agency. So now we're going to configure some other options here. We can include call to actions, product or service descriptions, as well as if we want to avoid any specific words. Maybe there's words that you know that AI tools typically use and say, never use this word. You can put that in there. And we're going to be generating this content in English, but Blaze supports over 40 different languages. We even have different dialects, so like English UK for those across the pond. So the next step is to generate pick our images that we're going to be including in this blog post. So we've got some stock photography here that you can use royalty free. So we can select this photo, we can select this photo, but we can even add in photos from other sources. So we can upload them from our computer or find ones that we've recently uploaded to our workspace. We can generate AI generated images based off a specific prompt. So we could do, students laying on bean bags in a dorm room. We're going to do a photo, and then we're going to do a square and generate that photo. This will take about 10 seconds or so, but you can really be specific what you want here, and generate exactly what you want. There we go. We got dorms, college students laying on bean bags, and there looks like maybe they're in a library instead of a dorm. So we could try again and ask Blaze to do a different version if we wanted to, and we could always search through our stock photography service and search, dorms. If we want a specific, let's see, one that kind of looks like that one kind of looks like a dorm, and we can insert that image. All right, so we got our 3 photos. The next step is to generate titles. So Blaze is going to give us 5 different options to choose from to really kind of help us craft what exactly we want this blog post to be. Do we want it to be, essential tips for a cozy and functional space? Or do we want it to be more of a checklist, or how to make the transition with the right essentials and promotions? So we're really kind of allowing you to craft what this blog post looks like. I'm going to stick with number 1 here, but this is editable and you can change this up if you want to. The next step is to generate our outline. So Blaze is going to give us an introduction, what this blog post is going to be about, as well as the different headings that are going to make up this blog post. And this is all editable as well. So you can really add in more information here. Maybe we don't want to do quick and easy meal ideas, not as relevant for IKEA. So we can get rid of that. We can upgrade or downgrade these by hitting tab or shift tab to upgrade and downgrade that. But I like this outline. So now let's go and generate this post. And here we are now in our document editing experience with our content being generated right in front of us. And with Blaze, you are getting a first-class document editor that really differentiates Blaze from a lot of other AI content creation tools out there, because you're getting a tool that's on par with Google Documents, where you can share these documents to the web. You can publish this and give anybody access and just copy this URL, and they can have edit, comment, or read access. I can share this with other people and give them edit access, just be based off their email. I can invite them as a guest, or I can invite them to be a member of my workspace where we can collaborate together. I can even share this for review, where I say, hey, I want everybody in this workspace to look at this document by Friday. And Blaze is going to send them email reminders saying, Alan has asked you to review this document, and you can approve it or you can reject it, or request changes and stuff like that. So really great for people who have clients. If you're looking to get client approval on content that you're creating, you can do that by inviting something, sharing for a review. So we can see our document has been created here. It's inserted our images. It's given us some captions. And like a doc editor that you'd expect, you can add in your different headings, over 100 different fonts, add in checklists. You can do cool things like add in callouts with this kind of cool gradient background. And then we can see the history of how this document has changed and revert back to previous versions if we want to. We can also collaborate with other people, just like in Google Docs. So we can select content, we can add comments, we can assign tasks to each other. We can even, just leave a comment on the document as the side on the document itself saying, this looks great. And, we can give ourselves a fire emoji for such a great comment. So let's say we got our document here. We're really liking it, but we want to edit it with the help of AI. So what we can do is select any text and ask Blaze to edit it for us. There's a couple of quick options like changing the length, the tone, improving it, or even translating it into different languages. We can also give it specific directions. So rewrite this in more plain language. And Blaze is going to give us an alternate option that we can fully replace. So get rid of that previous version and replace it, or we can add this below to pick and choose between those two types, between those two sections. We can also ask Blaze to work on the document as a whole. So we can say, add in a section on organizing. So if you're thinking, hey, this content, we actually need some more content. Oh, you know what? We said organizing, and it took it as organizing your life. And we can say, change this to organizing your dorm and be more specific there to exactly what we want. And Blaze is giving us that alternate option right there. And if we don't like it, we could just hit X right here to get rid of it. If I scroll down, I can replace that section right there. Okay, so we've created our blog post. We're happy with it. But now let's make sure that this blog post is going to be optimized for SEO, search engine optimization. So what we can do is go to our SEO analysis on the right sidebar here and look at our keyword that we are optimizing for, and then see how well this is optimized for SEO. So that key phrase is not in the introduction. That's a place that we can improve it. But we do have good length and density. We can improve the subheading of adding that keyword into some more subheadings. We can also look at the readability. So how easy is it to read? Lots of green check marks here. Maybe improve some transition words. Next step, we can always check for plagiarism. Make sure that Blaze hasn't taken any content from anywhere else on the web. No plagiarism detected. That's just a good safety check to do. So now let's talk about publishing, because you can see at the top here, we can integrate the Blaze with WordPress to publish this blog post directly to our WordPress blog. I don't have a WordPress account for this demo account, but if I did, here's where I would select that, and then I could choose to post this today, tomorrow, or anytime in the future. And let's talk about all the integrations we have. So if we go into our navigation, we can see our integrations down here in the bottom left. And we have integrations with X, also known as Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Those are all ones that I have integrated. And depending on which Blaze plan you're on, you can integrate multiple accounts. So you can see I've got my personal LinkedIn account, so I can publish content to LinkedIn, but I can also publish content to our Blaze company page from within Blaze. WordPress is that other integration, as well as Zapier. So Zapier is a separate tool from Blaze that is a workflow tool that connects different platforms together. So you can publish or create content within Blaze and then zap it into a tool like MailChimp. Or, we don't have an integration with Shopify right now. You could zap that blog post from Blaze into Shopify CMS. A couple integrations that we have coming on the roadmap. YouTube is the next integration that'll be coming soon. And then after that, we have Wix, Squarespace, and Shopify are going to be some of the more of those CMSs that are going to be arriving in the next few months. So that is integrations and how to publish content. So let's now talk about repurposing. If anybody has any questions, please drop them in the chat. Happy to answer any that you have around integrations or anything that I've covered so far. But let's say we want to, we're going to publish this content, but we want to get some social media posts out of this too. So we can repurpose this blog post into other different types of content. And we can do that using this turn into feature right here. So we can turn this into multiple pieces of content. So we can select the different content types. We got some popular ones here. So a LinkedIn post, we can do a blog or a Instagram post, a Facebook post. Maybe let's do Twitter. We're going to do this into a Twitter post, a script for TikTok. And then let's go down here to, let's do some emails. So let's do like some newsletter copy and like some SMS messages and confirm our details right here. So this is going to create a campaign for us, which is a campaign is just a group of content around one idea. So dorm room essentials, that's great. We're going to have that in our IKEA project here. We're using our IKEA family voice. We're going to be using images. And you can see all these different pieces of content that I've selected here. And now we're going to generate that content. And if we look in our navigation sidebar over here, you can see that it's created our IKEA project for us. We are in this project and looking at this project in this calendar view, but no content is on our calendar right now because it's all in this unplanned area, which means that this content hasn't been associated with a specific date. And what we can do is drag and drop this content onto our calendar to plan out when we want to be creating or publishing this content. I should say publishing, not creating. Blaze is creating it for you. So we can say we want to publish this blog post, and we're just going to keep this as a draft right now. We want to do a Twitter post tomorrow, and we want to publish this at noon. So this is going to schedule to publish automatically, and we can see the status here is auto scheduled. We can do some SMS messages on Thursday. Since Blaze doesn't have an integration with, and can't send SMS messages, we can get a reminder from Blaze and say, we want a reminder to send these SMS messages at 9 a.m. And Blaze will send us an email notification that to send those SMSs. We can also drag and drop our TikTok script on here, our newsletter copy, our LinkedIn post for Monday. And you can see how we can quickly create an entire week's worth of content just by repurposing this one blog post. And we can look at this project not only in the calendar view, but we also have grid, list, and table view. Table is kind of your more typical kind of folder where you're getting the name, you can see those dates, as well as some kind of properties. So what type of content it is, what campaign is it part of, and then the status of it here. You can even add in custom properties to organize that content and even filter and group that as well. So let's take a look at what some of these pieces of content look like. We're going to go to Facebook. We can see now we are in our visual editor. We've got our caption here, and then we've got some text, and we can, replace some of these images or move this all around if we want. If we go and look at Instagram, we can see our, there we go. We can see our Instagram posts. We can, switch out this photo for a better photo to use. We can take a look at our TikTok script. So Blaze has written exactly what we need to say in our TikTok video. We'll just pull out our phone, look at our script in the background, and record that video. And Blaze even gives you ideas for visuals as well as some captions. And then for like something like our Twitter post, we can see this Twitter post we are getting in the kind of more document editing experience. We call this a text version of a Twitter post because you're getting all this room down here to brainstorm and ideate. And Blaze is giving you multiple options here. But then we can select the exact text that we want to paste. Maybe we'll pull in this right here. And then we can add in images or videos, and we can see that this is auto scheduled for Wednesday, February 5th. I'm going to cancel that so it doesn't go out on my personal Twitter account, which is connected right there. And so that's how to repurpose content into these other formats. You can also repurpose content by uploading it to Blaze. So if we go into create new and we search turn into, you can see I showed you how to turn documents into content, but you can also do audio files. So say you have a podcast as part of your mix, your marketing mix, you can upload your podcast files to Blaze, those MP3 files. Blaze will create a transcript, and then you can turn that transcript into other formats. So your text, your blog posts, your newsletter, your social media posts. So it's a great way to repurpose content you're already creating. Similarly, with video files, you can repurpose that way, or even just a web page. So you can grab, a blog post that you wrote 10 months ago, paste that in here, Blaze, and then turn that into other content. So it's a great way to repurpose the content that you've already created. We have customers who do this for their landing pages and say, hey, write me a blog post or a newsletter based off this landing page. A great way to have Blaze do 90% of the work for you. Captive Comics, yeah, you have some questions? Yeah, please drop questions in the chat. Happy to answer those as I'm kind of going throughout my presentation. And then last 10 minutes or so here will be a full Q&A where I can go into specifics. So let's show you how to create some visual content. So we're going to go to create new, and we're going to create an Instagram Square post. And for this post, we are going to be acting as Blaze, our company, and write a post about our Blaze designer. So the Blaze designer, a great tool for creating visual content. And we're going to change this brand voice into our Blaze AI brand voice. We're going to apply that brand style that we created to customize our templates. And we're going to use this Blaze designer source material so that Blaze knows more about this feature. We're going to generate our post details here. And then you can see Blaze has suggested 8 different templates for us, but we can always see all the different templates we have, over 1,000 with different categories, e-commerce, business, real estate, finance, nonprofits, travel, all different types, as well as the different styles here too. I'm going to select this template because I know that's a good one. You can see Blaze has written our caption here for us, suggested some hashtags, and then has named our file. And we're going to put this in our content calendar project and create this for this Instagram account that we have here, not my personal one. But we could always create a cross post, which is a duplicate version of this file for these other formats or these other pages, social accounts, I should say, as well. So the next step is to choose an image to include. I'm not going to include this one for this template, but we could choose a stock photo or one from our library and then generate our post. All right, I see some questions. You want all your content to be created in the main content calendar. Even though I choose that folder, it creates a subfolder. Gotcha. Then you have to move them manually to the other folder. Yeah, sounds like you're running into a bug in our system because it shouldn't be doing that. Any content that you're submitting or you're creating that should be in that folder. So kind of best thing to do there is send a message to our support team. So you can email support@blaze.ai and show them the kind of example of what's happening. That way they can kind of take a look at it and our engineering team can diagnose that issue, because that shouldn't be happening. You can also click this question mark here button and go to support and send a message that way. So yeah, that shouldn't be happening. That must be a bug that you're running into. And then your second question, I want to make a multi-channel set of posts using a prompt. When I choose multi-channel campaign, I don't have an option to use a prompt. Gotcha. Yes, let me, I'll show you, if you can stick around for another 5 minutes, I'll show you how to do that, kind of accomplish what you're wanting to, after I talk about the Blaze designer here, because I want to showcase this here. So we can see that Blaze has taken our template here and applied our brand style and some of these colors, which makes it a little bit hard to read. So what we can do is go to our brand tab here and try out different fonts and colors. So that one looks a lot better, but we can kind of rotate through different versions to find something that looks good. And then we can resize any of the content here on the screen. We can right click, duplicate it, change the layering, bring that forward or back, or align that to the center of the page if we wanted to. Any of the text here, we can select this text and edit that content. We can change out the color here, maybe make it black so it's a little bit easier to read as well. We can make that font bigger. We can add borders, shadows, change that alignment as well. And we can always add in other elements. So we can add in different shapes. We can add in frames like this one where it's a photo within a shape, or even some of the icons that we have. In terms of media, we can upload our own files. We can generate AI-generated images or pull in photos from our media library, our stock video library that we have, as well as stock photos. Then if you want to change out your template, you could always change that out. You can even change out your background here. Maybe you want a cool kind of gradient background. Maybe we'll hit delete on our keyboard to get rid of that, get rid of that. And this is looking pretty good. We also have a bunch of other background images here as well. So we can look at our caption that Blaze has written for us. We can edit that. If we want to do a carousel post on Instagram, we can add another canvas for us to add in another image, video, or another file there as well. And when we're ready to publish our content, we can hit publish. We can download this media to our computer. We can also download, if you're using Blaze on your mobile phone, you can download it to your mobile device. Blaze works on a Chrome mobile browser, so Chrome and Safari and similar ones. We have an iOS app that is coming out fairly soon. So the next step here, oh yeah, so we want to publish this content. So we can see our preview up here, our caption here. We can select our Instagram account, and then we can publish this now or schedule this for tomorrow at 9 a.m. That content we can see is auto scheduled. So now we can go back to our content calendar project, and now we're looking at all the content that we've created for this project. But if you want to look at your content across projects, you can see I've got 3 different projects here. You can go up to this calendar view, and you can see if we go right now, it's looking at the list view. We can go into the calendar option. You can see all the content across all my different projects and all my accounts. And I can filter this just to specific accounts if I want. So if we just want to look at Twitter posts, that's what we have there. If we want to select all accounts here and only the stuff that is scheduled, we can do that. So you can see I've got some Instagram posts that are scheduled to be going out over the next few weeks. And then once you start scheduling and publishing content within Blaze, you can go into our analytics and see how your accounts are growing. So how many posts, how many followers you're getting, impressions, reach on your different accounts that you have connected. And then coming soon, we're going to be adding in more analytics around the different posts that you're publishing and how those are performing. So now I want to quickly talk about pricing. We have 4 different plans within Blaze that you can start out on a month-to-month, upgrade to annual plan, and save 25% if you want. Our creator plan starts at over just $1 a day within a month. You're getting one user, one brand voice, and one style. You can integrate one account per platform. So you can add an Instagram account, a LinkedIn account, Twitter, Facebook, and WordPress. But if you want to have multiple Instagram accounts, you're going to go up to our Pro plan, or multiple Facebook accounts integrated. We also have some limits around how many posts you can schedule per month, as well as AI words generated within Blaze, plagiarism scans, and source materials. Majority of people aren't hitting this AI words limit. That's just kind of a safety net just to make sure that people aren't abusing that system. So Pro Plan is our most popular option because you're getting brand voices and accounts. And then, more of those plagiarism scans and source materials. You're also getting this multiple post wizard. So I showed you how to create one blog post at a time, one Instagram post at a time. With the multiple post wizard, you can create 30 Instagram posts and schedule that out over the next 2 months, or 2 blog posts a week and schedule that out for the next 6 months. So really great way to create lots of content at one time. And then if you're wanting to have more people in your workspace, you get 3 seats in the startup plan, 5 seats in the agency plan, and you can always add more people as well. So any questions on pricing, please drop those in the chat. You can upgrade or downgrade as needed within your workspace. In order to do that, you just go up here into settings and your billing, and you can see which plan you're on. I'm on the Pro plan right now here. We can manage the subscription. I could upgrade to startup. I could downgrade to creator, or go between monthly and annual there. And I saw somebody ask a question about tutorials. So within Blaze, if you go to our home screen and down here at the bottom, you can see a bunch of tutorials that we have, videos on how to brainstorm content, creating a brand voice, how to use source materials. And then you can open up our Blaze Academy, where you kind of get badges for watching these different videos, as well as all the other ones that we have, where you can, find these. All of these are on YouTube as well. So you can go to YouTube, search Blaze AI, or just, click on one of these videos and go to our channel. You can see a bunch of those there as well. All right, I got about 13 minutes left in this webinar, so let's go into Q&A. Okay, so let me see what your question is. Sometimes I want to make a multi-channel set of posts using a prompt. When I use multi-channel campaign, I don't have the option to use a prompt. What I've been doing is adding it, my ideas file, and creating from that, but that makes an extra step. Okay, I think so if I assume your question correctly, is that you're wanting to create content for Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, multiple channels kind of all at one time. And so what you can do within Blaze, probably the best way to do that is kind of using our cross post feature. So we've got this, let's go to this Twitter post right here. Say this is the post that we like. We also want to post this to Facebook or Instagram. What we can do is hit cross post here. And what Blaze is going to do is essentially duplicate a version of this file for a different for a different social network. So what we can do is do this for Facebook as well. And then we're just going to, we open this file, it's basically duplicated this file, but in a Facebook format, so that we can now choose our account that we want to publish from and post that. We could do the same thing for, blog post or, Instagram or LinkedIn. And so that's one way to kind of repurpose and publish content to those different marketing channels. Hopefully that answers your question on how to do that. There is, I showed when I created that Instagram post here, and let me just do like dorm essentials here. And I generate those post details. You can also cross post from right here and do those all at the same time. So I want to create this for Instagram. I also want to create this for Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. We're not going to choose an image here and generate that post. And it's going to generate 5 different versions of that. Yes. So if you're using cross posts, the text will be exactly the same. If you are using the turn into feature, the Blaze is going to turn that into that other format, and it's going to suggest a different version. So one of the reasons why you use cross post or use turn into is because if you have a LinkedIn post that's 600 words and you try and do a cross post into Twitter, it's going to put 600 words into that Twitter post, and then Twitter only supports, what is it, 280 characters. So in that instance, it's better to use turn into, because turn into kind of respects the requirements of those different platforms. So it's going to take those 600 words and turn it into a tweet that's 280 characters, versus a cross post is basically just duplicate this to the other format, and then you would go and then cut that down to exactly what you want. So kind of gives you two different options there, depending on what you're wanting to do. And you had another question about how often do we add images to the free gallery? Would love more home service providers. Yeah, so our stock photography service is through a platform called Unsplash. And so as they add in more stock photography to that service, we get that within Blaze. So we don't control how new images get added there. We are exploring adding in other services, other stock photography services, in addition to Unsplash. So if that's something that you want, please send our support team a message so we can kind of catalog that as a feature request. Best way to do that is just send a message in support here and say, hey, would really like you guys to add in more stock imagery services. Yeah, another question. Where do downloads go? I tried downloading a creation to load into my Shopify and could not find the download, so I had to copy and paste. Sure. So if I go, clicked on this. Well, there's a couple ways to kind of do that. One, so say you're doing a blog post in Shopify. Since we don't have that integration with Shopify right now, you could use Zapier. So with Zapier, you can zap all the content within this document into Shopify's CMS. In order to do that, you just go to these three dots here and export, and then you're going to select Zapier here. You can also download this as a PDF, but you can also just click this button right here to copy the text to the clipboard or download any of the media within this file. So we can download that, and that's just going to download that to our computer. So you can find that in your downloads file. Similarly for the let's go to a visual post that we have in here, and we go to the publish file. We can download media and say download that file. So that's going to go to the downloads file on your computer, and you can see it's downloaded that right here. You guys probably can't see that kind of notification in my browser, but it's downloaded it there. If it's on your mobile device, I believe it's going to download those photos to your what do you call it on like an iPhone? Your image gallery. So that's where you're going to find that. Mark asked, are there freelancers to help you get started? Yeah, I think you probably could find somebody who's like a power Blaze user to help you get started. We do have a Facebook community for Blaze users. So probably I would recommend that would be the best place to find that. Once you sign up for Blaze, and you know what, I could even probably paste in the chat here. We have our Blaze entrepreneur community. Oh, it's going to ask me to do all this two-step verification. I won't do that, but I will paste this in the chat so that you can join that community if you're looking to find a, probably going to be like a marketing agency that can help you set up. I've talked to marketing agencies where they give people, they have their clients sign up for Blaze, use Blaze to do, create all the content, and then the marketing agency goes in and kind of does the polishing for them, the SEO optimization, further SEO optimization for them. So yeah, definitely could find somebody to kind of help you out there. But we feel that Blaze is really super user friendly. It's pretty easy to create content. And we have a 7-day free trial. So you can really go into Blaze, try it out, create some content, start scheduling and publishing that content. Because that's one of the things that we hear from our customers the most is that with Blaze, they can finally be consistent. They can finally publish 3 Instagram posts a week for the next month. And they can see how that transforms their business, where they're consistently putting content in front of their audience and getting more engagement, more likes, more website visits, and leads, and ultimately revenue. So part of my job is to talk with our customers and get testimonials and case studies, and have talked with tons of customers who are being really successful and being consistent with Blaze. I talked to a guy last week who's published 2 blog posts that Blaze helped him create for the past 6 months. So 6 months creating 2 blog posts a week, and his organic traffic to his website has tripled in that time because Google is finding this content, this great content that he's creating. It's indexing it for those keywords, and he's getting people that are searching for that information and coming to his website. So it's really allowed him to triple his business just by really being consistent with that blog post creation. Yeah, watch the tutorials, go to town. Definitely recommend that. We have a bunch of our tutorials within our help center too. So if you have specific questions about, hey, how do I connect to Facebook? Facebook has a bunch of integration requirements. We got those videos embedded there as well. Or if you really want to know, like, how do projects work? You can see kind of the different options that we have in here, or how to use the Blaze Designer. We've got overview videos in there as well. And happy to support, chat with our team as well. You can search our help center here to get any help that you need. We have a very responsive support team to kind of walk you through, help you use the platform. Yeah, Captive Comics is loving the tutorials. Glad that those have been helpful. All right. Any last questions? The one thing that wasn't able to kind of quickly show here is that ability to create content in bulk. So if you go down to your homepage, you can create a month's worth of content where you can say, I want to write, a LinkedIn post, every 2 days about this particular topic, and then schedule that out for the next month. You can do that right within Blaze. Similarly for blog posts, and then create those 2 blog posts per week and schedule that out for the next 3 months. And Blaze is going to create all those drafts for you. You can even have it auto scheduled if you want, just so you kind of have that planned out on your calendar to create. And yeah, from our home, your home screen here, here's your kind of brainstorming section. Here's where you're creating content. Here's where your recent posts, content that you've recently been editing and working on, your analytics. I showed you that turn into feature. And then you can, upload content in bulk to Blaze as well. So if you want to upload, 30 assets for your e-commerce store or your business, or photos that you have taken, you can do that right here. And then you can select those photos when you're creating all that content. Cool. Well, I don't see any other questions, and I know we are at the end of our time here. So, want to say thank you, everybody, for attending this webinar wherever you are on the web, Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube. The video is available for replay, and just want to encourage everybody to take advantage of that 7-day free trial that we have to try out Blaze. Hopefully, this was helpful for you to have a better understanding of Blaze. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I will see you in Blaze. Thanks so much.